this is Wargamer Shawn. I'm coming at you to make a third installment for Chief Live Wargamer's Nurgle Narrative campaign. This is the third installment. The first two videos cover two of the forces that are going to be represented in this campaign. The first one is Tyranids and Gene Stealer Cult. You can check out the first video that I have on my channel, on my YouTube channel. The second video is about the second faction, which is the Space Wolves, namely Crom Dragon Gaze, and the reason why he's appearing on this planet in the system to participate in the campaign. Now the third one that I'm going to do is about Chaos Space Marines and why they're basically taking part in this campaign. So this is the third installment. If you haven't watched the other ones, I would strongly recommend that you watch the other ones first, just because there's a little bit more explanation, especially in the first video, that kind of introduces you to the planet and what's going on the planet. Okay, without further ado, here is the third installment. Our story for the Chaos Space Marines begins in the Eye of Terror, namely in the Warp, on some unknown planet that is both in reality and out of reality, or in the Warp at the same time. There are two main antagonists or protagonists in this story. One of them is a sorcerer, level 3 sorcerer of Nurgle, that is a sorcerer name of Tano Yolog, and also a lord of Nurgle, which is Udipa Zix. Both of these two warriors know each other from previous engagements. We may say that they're actually battle brothers to an extent. They are both members of the Fallen of the Dark Angels, and have basically formed an alliance and formed an army that has worshipped the god of Nurgle. Sorcerer Tano Yolog has schemed on in the Warp that there is a new warp basically opening on a planet that is Planaria 5. And in addition, he also has been or seen a vision that there is a potentially very powerful artifact that is on this planet as well that he would like to get his hands on. Now, in order to get his hands on this artifact, he needs the help of basically his Chaos Space Marine group or army that's led by the Lord Udipa Zix. The sorcerer doesn't have too much of a problem convincing him to basically form a fleet to invade the planet and take it over, as he has promised more troops and basically a planet in which to rule from in the name of Nurgle. So this interests Lord Udipa Zix very greatly, and basically Sorcerer Tano Yolog doesn't necessarily lie, but doesn't necessarily tell him about the potential artifact that is on that planet, as well, as he would like to covenant it for himself. The two are the only two members of the Fallen that's part of this mixed group or a chaos force, and only they themselves know that they are members of the Fallen. The rest of the forces have no idea that they were once members of the Dark Angel Legion. Lord Udipa Zix has lived for 10,000 years and more, and formed a very large group of Chaos Space Marines and an even larger group of Chaos Cultists. In addition, he's also collected some Chaos Demons of Nurgle to basically fight on his side. A lot of his time has been spent in the Eye of Terror, but he has launched multiple attacks and included taken part in some of the Great Crusades led by Abaddon the Despoiler. Lord Udipa Zix is very interested in actually having a planet of his own that he can build and command the forces in which to basically take revenge on the Imperium of Man, which he feels has slighted him and slighted his kind. His only battle brother that he's basically kept contact with since the fall of some of the Dark Angels that were left on the planet originally when the Primarch Lionel Johnson basically led some of his Legion to fight against the traitor legions. Is Sorcerer Tano Yolog. The two have had not really necessarily a friendship, but basically a necessary partnership to survive throughout the 10,000 years that have happened since the fall of the fall of the traitor legions. When Sorcerer Tano Yolog promises, or basically kind of dangles the carrot of Plenaria 5 in front of him, he really can't say no, and he's quite excited and proud to have a potential chance to have a world of his own. When they arrive in the system, they are very surprised to see not only that there is a hive fleet present of the Tyranids, but also forces of the Space Wolves, one of the original loyalist legions that these guys have had run-ins in the last 10,000 years. Lord Utapazix and Sorcerer Tano Yolog were not expecting the Hive Fleet, and the Chaos is not particularly happy about that. The problem with that is that as Chaos destroys basically or kills or takes lives that basically have a soul, their Chaos God can use those souls to become more powerful and greater and basically make the warp rift that's opening on the planet stronger and more powerful. The problem that Nurgle has found in the past is that the Hive Fleet and the Tyranids themselves, the small warriors, do not really have souls per se and do not feed the great Chaos God. He's had run-ins with him in the past, and it's frustrated him and some of the other gods of chaos, and so basically they're not really looking forward to having to fight the Tyranids, as it's a lose-lose situation for them. But Lord Utapazix will not be deterred. He wants a planet that he can call his own and build the forces of chaos in the name of Nurgle and basically attack the rest of the Imperium. We now have all three of our forces basically meeting together on the planet of Plenaria 5. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the campaign and what people vote on to see who is able to turn the tides and win the planet of Plenaria 5. Will it be the forces of chaos, the Nurgle Lord Utapazix and Sorcerer Tano Yolog? Will he be able to get his basically relic weapon that he's searching for? Or will the Space Wolves become triumphant and defend the Imperium of Man and cleanse the world of the two enemies of mankind? Or will the Gene Stealer cult and the Tyranid forces become triumphant and cleanse the world of all of its biomass to add to the Hive Fleet and move on to the next planets or group of planets and its biomass? I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's probably going to be about a month, I think, from the video that Jake made. I think May is when he's going to start potentially the campaign, or maybe even just start voting on it. I'm not sure. I'm kind of excited to see what happens in the campaign. Wish I was taking part in it. Anyway, make sure you check out Chief Live Wargaming. Make sure you subscribe to him if you haven't. He's a very good channel and very interesting to watch videos, not only battle reports, but painting, a lot of painting tutorials and technique tutorials, as well as tactic reports as well. So until next time, keep on wargaming, guys. This is Wargamer Shawn, and I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye, you sexy motherfucker.